I'm Will Crooks, not from First We Feast, and we are here doing the Season 14 Hot Ones Challenge with our guest, our man of honor, Kyle Beckrich. Any words for the camera, Kyle?
It's good to be here. I've been waiting for this moment. I've seen a lot of videos, a lot of celebrities, a lot of my favorite people partake, and big chicken wing fan. So excited to be here.
Okay. Before we dive in, favorite Hot Ones guest that you've seen?
Paul Rudd and Stone Cold Steve Austin, top two.
Two great ones. We're going to be going with the Season 14 lineup, so we're going to be starting with the classic, working our way down. I'll highlight them as we go. And then the final is, of course, the last dab. The one, however, that our contestant today is most excited for is Da Bomb. This is the one that Kyle and I have noted in interviews on YouTube has been the one that's been a turning point for guests. They've been doing pretty okay, and then they get to the Da Bomb, and it has been a pivot. So we've got the classic queued up. Why don't you go ahead and dive in and start us off with the classic? We'll
Shout out to Buffalo Louis for the wings tonight.
Thank you, Buffalo Louis. We appreciate your sponsorship.
Here you go. Okay, this is good.
Yeah?
Pleasant.
Could you give a comp as far as spiciness level?
Frank's would be higher than that.
Okay. All right. So pretty mild level of spiciness. Okay.
Yeah.
Kyle, so you were a multi-sport athlete in high school. You played basketball, you played football. Looking back on it, knowing now your physical capacities, what God has gifted you with.
Yes.
Two sports to go all in on. One for your highest ceiling of success, how far you think you could have gone, and then one for pure enjoyment.
Wow, that's a great question. I was a 2A athlete, and so your athletic ability did not matter that much if you were fairly competent. So football was my best sport. So I'd say football for ability, but now I love golf, and I wish I would have played golf in high school. I feel like I'd be enjoying golf a little bit more now if I'd gotten started about a decade earlier.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. One wing down. You ready for number two?
I'm ready.
All right. This time we've got garlic pepperoncini. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Scoville. You can look it up.
I recently watched the Hot Ones episode, and this was the contestant's favorite sauce. Oh my goodness!
That came out a lot hotter than we were expecting. Make sure you dab that thing real good. It is a fluid.
That's really good.
Tasty?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a skeptic of green hot sauces. What's your general take?
Same. I avoid green salsas at all costs, the tomatillos.
Okay. All right.
But this is just really good, honestly. Not very spicy.
Okay. So this next question is coming from your wife, Jen. So her question was, who would you kill a snake for? We know you to be a man who fears snakes to an unbelievable degree. I've witnessed it firsthand.
Yes.
So first, who would you kill a snake for? And then since that answer, I could probably surmise a few people. Maybe what is the line? Who is the person who's last in? If this is the March Madness bubble.
Jen is the last one in.
Really?
Yes. It is my kids and Jen. And honestly, I think Jen would fend for herself better in front of snakes than me.
Okay.
So Cora, top tier.
Okay.
Sweet little girl. Griff, he can't defend himself. Jen, because I'm a man of honor. But honestly, she would probably kill the snake herself.
Okay. Is there any snake you would not fight for your wife and children?
No, I would fight to the death for them. But for literally anyone else, I wouldn't fight a gardener snake to a rattlesnake for. They're on their own. Okay. Including my parents.
Good answer. All right. This next one is Mark's Barbados style. Again, Scoville. You can look up YouTube. They give you the answers.
Yeah, take the.
We got a little cap here.
Be a little gentle on this one. That's a wide open.
You don't want to say it's a wet one. I'm not going to do the same thing that I just did.
A little bit. That's perfect.
There we go. For simplicity's sake, we elected not to cook wings in the sauce.
I just took a smell of this, and this smells hot.
It's harder, huh? Feeling it?
This one kicks a little bit. This reminds me of like the most Mexican restaurants have El Yucateca at the tables, red and green bottles. And this tastes a lot like that. It's very hot.
Okay. So for our next question, I'm going to do something that Sean Evans would never do. I'm going to tell a personal anecdote to set up a question for you.
Yeah.
So for me, I love my job, but if there was a side venture that I would love to do, both personal enjoyment and lucrative opportunity, I would write a fiction book. It's something that I would get really excited about, aside from my professional vocation.
Yeah.
You love what you do.
Yep.
If you had the capacity for a side hustle, what would your side hustle be?
Wow, that is a really good question. Because, we're in the baseball card epidemic right now, where the side hustle is selling baseball cards and things like that. And that has never really been attractive to me. A side hustle. So it's got to be a part-time job that you do.
It's not your full-time vocation. It's a side project you could be working on.
Wow, that is a masterful question. That I would say the first thing that comes to mind is I would love to be like a researcher for like a well-known author. So someone who's like finding footnotes to articles or finding in people that they're writing a book and they're referencing C.S. Lewis, and what page did that come on? And my job would be to filter through the Lewis book looking for the quote.
Okay.
I recently read R.C. Sproul's biography. He wrote a book with John Gerstner, and it's called Classical Apologetics in 1984, and John Gerstner lost all of the footnotes that he had written for Cornelius Van Til, who was like the person he's writing the book opposed to.
Okay.
So R.C. Sproul had to spend 100 hours filtering through all of Van Til's writings looking for the quotes from Gerstner.
It's a unique answer. Not many people would say it. Some people would view that as busy work, but you're excited by it. That's awesome.
I would have to like the person I'm working for.
To that end, you mentioned R.C. Sproul. Who would be your dream author to have that role with?
It's Tim Keller.
It's Tim Keller. Okay.
Tim Keller.
Okay. All right. 3 down. How are you feeling so far?
I was feeling really good the first two. The third one, I still have some tingling.
Okay.
In the tub.
Well, what's great is there's 7 hotter than that one still to come.
I know.
And this label is not comforting. So this is Hellfire. Again, Scoville. Check the YouTube video. I'm going to be gentle with this one.
That's good.
We learned our lesson from the garlic and pepperoncini.
Top.
So we're going to be, thank you. We're going to be real gentle with this. We're going to see how we do.
Oh, yeah. Oh, baby.
All right. Hellfire. Courtesy of our friends at Devil's Blend. This is number 4. I'm going to ask you to get all the sauce at least. You don't have to finish the wing, but the side with the sauce on it, you got to finish. That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling that one a little bit, yeah.
I'm not seeing any snot come out yet, which is a good sign. Here we go.
I'm holding back a little bit on the water and the milk until we get further down the line. But
that should be noted. 4 wings in, he's not touched the water or the milk.
I will say about the 4, they have all tasted really good to this point.
Flavorful. Okay.
I would eat those 4 wings.
Okay. That's comforting to know. So we're gonna return to your sports fandom.
Yep.
So you're a Bears fan.
Yes.
All things Chicago sports.
Yep.
If you were, and this could be a Chicago sports memory or a sports memory from something else. If you could go back in time to be at one sports game or event live and experience it live, what would it be and why?
It would have to be the 1998 Michael Jordan Game 6 against the Utah Jazz game-winning shot. 1, Chicago sports fan, big time. 2, the Bears don't have a lot of iconic memories like that. 3, it's arguably the greatest athlete of all time hitting a game-winning shot in the NBA Finals on the road. That would be up there for sure. The next one that comes to mind would be Kobe's last game where he scores 60. I remember watching the game in my living room by myself at like 11 o'clock at night, just going crazy.
What was fascinating about that game too is it was the same night the Warriors were winning their 73rd game.
Amazing.
And nobody cared.
No one cared because Kobe was scoring 60 points.
Incredible.
Scored like 10 points in the last minute of the game to win it. Amazing.
Okay. All right. Well, we're 4 down. We're also trying to buy you some time with the questions too, get you a chance to recover. So this is back to HotOnes unique brands. This is Los Calientes. We are on number 5. So after this one, we will be at the halfway point. This seems a little liquidy, so I'm going to be gentle with this one as well.
Oh, baby. Yeah, that's good.
All right. Los Calientes.
This actually smells really good now.
Okay.
The hot.
It's there.
Can I translate that? The hot?
The hot.
That Los Calientes means?
There you go. Yeah. The hots, calientes. So the hot ones probably would be the most appropriate translation.
Those are really hot.
Okay. So we're going to take it back to your wife, Jen, who's got another rare question for us. We're getting an insight on your marriage through her questions too, so she knows intimately about your fear of snakes.
Very interesting.
This is another one that gives us a glimpse into your home life. So Jen asks, what will it take for you to take a break on your seminary classes?
Oh my goodness.
So
wow.
Kyle, to give context for the viewer, Kyle is a seminary student at Covenant. And Covenant Theological Seminary, not only are you passionate about your seminary classes, you're also passionate about doing them at a rapid pace. You've been doing roughly 2 classes a semester for about 4 years, so you've been really getting after it. So from Jen, what will it take for you to take a break on your seminary classes?
Baby number 3.
Okay.
Baby number 3.
Okay.
Short and sweet.
Well, you bought yourself no time. We're going to move on to Tears of the Sun, private reserve, courtesy of our friends at High River Sauces, based out of Colorado, let's say. I have no idea if that's true. Number 6.
Give that one a shake. Did you give that one a shake?
It's I can shake it up a little bit for you. The lid stuck to the cap, so I gotta screw it on here.
Just trying to buy some time.
Yeah.
We're on the back stretch, aren't we?
You were on a quick answer there. We are now at wing 6. Yes, we're at wing 6. Here we go.
All right.
Kyle dumping some of the sauce off of the wing.
This is literally pooling on my plate, though, to be fair.
Okay.
This is not a dab of sauce. This is a pour.
I'm not the one eating the wings, so I won't say anything. How's that? Does that hit?
This is much higher.
Okay. So the jump...
Then a B-dub's blazing.
So is the jump from 5 to 6 the most substantial jump we've experienced thus far?
Oh my gosh, that is so hot.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. I had a question for you. I can't remember what it was because I was so distracted.
Oh, I'm terrified to go up from here. Oh my goodness, that was a jump. That is a serious jump.
Okay. So, question number 6. All right.
I'm like scared now.
There we go. I'll try to be long-winded in the question, give you time to recover. I will say, no milk, no water. If we're basing your performance off of Hot One guests on the TV show, you're doing great.
Okay, that's good.
So I'll ask this question. You are both self-proclaimed, and I would say there's evidence to this. You're a man of the people. So you appreciate simple drink, simple food.
Yep.
You don't need much to be happy. What would you say are some luxuries that you can't do without? And if you can't think of any, so for example, I think about I have to have the latest phone. So obviously we're not talking private jets here. We're talking I have to have the latest phone, I have to have this, that, or the other. What are some luxuries that you cannot live without?
Man, the first thing that comes to mind is my AirPods.
Okay.
So I'm a man, AirPod Pros. I know they're fairly expensive. People choose off brands, but AirPod Pros are the most convenient way for me to answer phone calls, listen to podcasts. May or may not be illegal to drive with them, but I drive with them in. Noise canceling, fantastic.
You're on camera, be careful.
I know. So that'd be number 1, but I also really appreciate fine dining. And so a couple times a year going to a place that is normally significantly out of my price range and enjoying an amazing steak with amazing service. St. Elmo's is the one that comes to mind. I've been there.
Is that the top of your list for steakhouses?
Yes, but not because the steak is so good, which it is, but because it is the most extraordinary service and atmosphere that I've experienced.
The holistic experience is pretty phenomenal.
Amazing.
Okay, great answer. We are on to the Honey Badger, and we are now at number 7. We are no longer messing around, folks.
I mean, I understand.
If there was any messing around, it is now officially stopped.
I understand why this is a big deal now.
Okay, this one's a little less liquidy.
All right,
looks like.
Be gracious to me, okay?
Well, you've been gracious to yourself, so there we go. Oh, he wiped off some of the sauce.
Look at that, though. That is pooling.
Let me see it.
Yeah.
Let me see it. That's pooling is a generous adverb. Here's what I will say to give you grace as you chew on that is Kyle has gone at a fairly quick pace So the Hot Ones episodes online are edited. I have no idea what the break is between sauces. It could be fairly substantial. Kyle's taken no more than 3 minutes between sauces. So to his credit, he's diving right in, but he's also paying the piper right now.
I'm a little afraid to keep going. I mean, I'm going to do it. We're finishing this, but I mean, these last two have hit. I mean, it feels like someone has punched me in the stomach.
Okay. Well, DeBomb, the one you're most excited for, is next. But before we get to DeBomb, I got a question for you. So you are someone who loves to learn. You love to read. Your pursuit of a postgraduate degree is evidence of your desire to be a lifelong learner. What is one question? Could be theological, could be personal, could be professional, whatever. What is one question that you wish you knew the answer to?
Wow. Theological, professional, personal. I mean, I'll stick to theological.
Okay.
Because here's what has been fresh, but what will eternity be like, specifically in heaven, has always been a question for me. So I could go on and on kind of about why that's a complicated issue, but we often have pictures painted for us about what eternity specifically in heaven with God will be like. But if I could live the rest of my life having a pretty clear picture of what eternity would be like, I think that would be a pretty amazing thing.
Okay. Great question. And with that question, if we had the training wheels on, they are now officially off. We are at the bomb. This is, like we said at the beginning, the pivot. The pivot. When you look at celebrity guests that have been on the show, I'm going to ask you to trust me with the amount that I put on, okay?
Yeah.
So don't try to...
No promises after this
dump
one,
it
but
off.
my Lanta.
This is the one I want to make sure...
Well, this is in the hundreds of thousands on the scope. Look at that. That's coming out like
now,
syrup.
That's right. I'm going to have to urge it out a little bit.
There's a reason why.
It is so thick it doesn't want to come out of the bottle. I'm going to shake it up a little bit more.
Oh my goodness. This is like 400,000 Scoville.
I don't know if it's that. I think it's in the 100,000 still, actually.
Well, the next one's 600,000.
I think there's a substantial jump, but I could be mistaken. I know Sean Evans. Is it coming out? I'm not seeing anything. Good night. You want to try it? If you have a clean conscience about that, I'll let you go with it.
That is rising up off of the
If you want to dip
Look at Ifrit. That is rising up off of the chicken wing.
If you want to be a man, there's a big old blob right there hiding behind your wing. You scooped none of it with that.
Look at that. Can I get a thumbs up from you, Ifrit, on this?
On the holistic wing, that covers about 6% of the wing. There we go. Do the gauntlet. Well done.
Oh man.
I'm going to leave it radio silent to get the reaction here for a minute.
Oh.
Breathe it out. I don't know if the camera is catching the snot now dribbling down from his nose. By the way, a professional move, I don't know if I noted this earlier, a professional move that Kyle had is he took out his contacts prior to this.
Yep.
The eyes are, I'm sure, watering behind those frames.
That is a
different level, huh?
That is unbelievable.
The bomb lives up to its name. A challenge if ever there was one. Kyle, obviously, again, looking back at your illustrious sports career, illustrious time on staff with Campus Outreach.
Yep.
You have an impeccable flag football record.
Sure.
You're now pursuing a post-grad degree.
Yep.
You're a father of 2. There are a lot of things throughout your life that are some wonderful accomplishments. What would you say is your most impressive accomplishment to date?
Wow. So am I supposed to take this question seriously?
You could do a serious answer, and you could also do a funny answer. Let's do a two-parter.
My most impressive accomplishment would be, so this is such, like, you make this question sentimental. Is it, like, legitimate? Like, I'm not a PhD. Haven't written a book. But I would say, to some degree, balancing well, being in graduate school, my wife being in graduate school, having 2 kids, her working, me working full-time, but yet still enjoying life, I feel like is a heck of an accomplishment. So we're moving at a pretty significant pace in life that we've enjoyed. Tongue in cheek, my most impressive accomplishment is the 2020 New Year's Conference flag football tournament, where our two best players got hurt in the first game, and we were pulling USI guys from the soccer tournament to come play, and we beat a collegiate football team in the semifinals to make it to the championship game. So that would be my fun, random, intramural stat, would be taking a ragtag group of guys at 28 years old to a flag football championship game.
Okay.
Being the first conference tournament game I'd lost in probably like 6 years.
Now, it is worth noting that you said two of your players were injured in the first game. One went down with an unfortunate, if I'm not mistaken, hamstring injury.
Yeah, that was Reed.
The other, however, had a pass thrown that led him into a pole, if I'm not mistaken.
But he got pushed into the pole that was out of bounds. But he caught the pass inbounds, pushed momentum going out of bounds into a soccer goal that was metal.
And here I was thinking that I'd be able to blame you for the guy busting his eyebrow open.
We played a dirty team.
Okay.
I think it was Chicago.
Okay.
Tony Devlin.
Alrighty. Well, if the bomb was any type of warm-up, we are now in the third quarter. We are here with the Eye of the Scorpion hot sauce, courtesy of Heatonist, the lovely folks who provided us with this order through me paying for it. So here we go.
And that one comes across as a little liquidy, so be a gentle on me.
This one, well, you can see it pooling at the cap though, pretty solidly. So we'll see how this comes out. Oh, it's goopy, which isn't a good sign.
Okay.
There's nothing on there, buddy. That is petite. Zoom in so we can see how petite that is.
This is like this is 600,000 Scoville. Do you want more on there? Do you want to put more on there?
I do want to put more on there.
Okay, put more on there.
Yeah. Because now it is generous to say that Kyle survived the Hot Ones.
I know. I'm this far into it. My goodness.
That's right.
You have to sound like a waiver to eat
Let's see this. The folks who will be competing in a couple of days will be signing a waiver. Going for it. I love it. Now, to Kyle's credit, first let's get this facial reaction.
It's really hot.
Yeah. So, I want to note that I'm sitting rather across from Kyle, roughly 3 feet away from the hot sauce. Well, about 2 feet away from the hot sauces. My lip is stinging a little bit from the residual heat coming across the table, and that is not a joke. I'm actually feeling it a little bit.
I do want to take note that I have not taken a drink yet.
It is worth noting, Kyle has not gone to the water or the milk since we started the competition, and he is already on his last wing. He is rivaling Paul Rudd himself,
Yep.
your own personal hero. So this one's a two-parter. Again, referring back to you loving to learn, loving to have postgraduate education and a lot of experiences that inform you. It's a two-part question. Number one, in your life, who would you say has had the greatest influence on you as an individual? Who's helped you to grow and develop the most? And then, doesn't have to be from the same person. What is the best piece of advice that you have ever gotten?
Oh my god, this is amazing. I understand why now when you watch the show, the more transparent these questions get, the harder it is as your mouth is burning off.
It's a brilliant concept for an interview.
The person who's personally impacted me the most?
Yes.
Oh man.
I'm sure there's people from afar, but who's someone close to you that's had
you don't want to offend people by this answer because there's a lot of people that have impacted me personally. And I feel like I'm Jen number one, hands down. But I'll talk about someone else.
Jen, your wife, yes.
Yeah, Jen, my wife. And again, some people have impacted me dramatically, Seth Basinger, the guy who told me about Jesus for the first time. Mm-hmm. I would say he's impacted my life in a greater trajectory. But on a personal level, I'd say Ernie Gottschall, my pastor for 5 years in Evansville, taught me a lot about what it means to intercede in the life of people in the midst of their pain. And as I've gotten older, I've just realized how often people are hurting and what it means to be a man or a woman to come alongside people when they're in their most challenging times. And Ernie did that for me in Evansville. And the best piece of advice.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Here it is. A pastor in Evansville recently told me this. He said, the older you get, the more you realize you don't know. Or the older you get, the more things in life you don't know. Because the younger you are, you think you know everything about everything. But the older you get to realize you don't, the more things you realize you don't know about life. I'm 29 and I realize there's so many things about life I don't know that I need to learn.
Okay.
It's
fantastic. It's time
for the last dab.
Now, again, I want to give Kyle an abundance of credit. I wish I was joking. I'm not eating the wings. I'm not touching the hot sauce. And my literal lower lip is burning right now from the spice that I'm getting from across the table. And my tongue is stinging a little bit. And I'm not even eating the hot wings. So these sauces, I've made jokes about how little sauce has been on the wings. But to Kyle's credit, these are incredibly, incredibly spicy sauces. So
2 million Scoville here.
This is 2+ million Scoville, courtesy of HotOnes. The last dab, Apollo.
You gotta go out on.
Prep the wing for me. I'm gonna shake it up a little bit.
Okay, I got the meat side here.
Good man. This sauce is not shaking. This is a thick one. Here we go. We gotta move it a little bit. Kyle, be gentle.
Okay. Oh baby. Okay.
It's not much.
Keep going.
Yep. You say when. I trust you.
Keep going. It's the last one.
That's right.
All right, that's good. That's good.
I'm gonna get this last little bit up there too. All
right. Oh!
This is the finale. Bring it home. The last dab.
Oh my goodness.
How does it hit?
You understand?
Insert sound effect about the drama of what's happening here with this final wing.
It's 4 times hotter than the one before this.
Really?
And I mean, I'm literally sweat. Like I can feel the sweat come out right now.
Okay. So of all the wings we've eaten from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, this is the biggest jump. From 9 to 10 is the biggest jump.
4 to 5 is interesting, but this sauce is.
It hits.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, this is not the depthiest question, but to bring us home, hopefully this will be a little bit of a simpler one. You live in a job, you work a job built largely upon relationships. Some would say that our job is a job of relationships. When you meet someone, what are some of the first things that you notice about someone new that you meet?
Wow. It doesn't take long in a conversation with someone to realize the things that they care about the most.
Okay.
So 30 seconds into a conversation, I can tell if this guy watches SportsCenter 20 hours a week, or if this guy's watched. I itched my face, and my face is on fire.
That's why we initially suggested.
Do not touch your face. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
My face is burning right now.
Okay. You didn't touch your eye, did you? It was your mouth.
And my nose. My nose.
Okay. All right. Do you need another paper towel?
I'm good. Yeah, I need one more. Yeah.
Okay.
You realize really quickly what people love the most, what they cherish the most, and where they want to go in life. And you can pick up in that pretty quickly.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Kyle Beckrich.
This is it. We've made
it through season 14. Sean Evans would say the hottest lineup that HotOnes has ever experienced.
Yep.
This camera, this camera, this camera. It's one camera.
Tell
me what you got going on in your life.
Guys, we got the Orlando project coming up in 3 months. And we're going to be down there. Adam, Will.
I'm Will. He's Adam, but yes.
I blacked out for the last 2 minutes, but we're going down to OP this summer. And we hope some students come with us, right?
That's right.
In the meantime, this was great. Thanks for interviewing me, man.
Alrighty. Well, no milk was touched. 1 sip of water. Cheers to a successful challenge.
Wow.